Yeah, like I like my cheese moldy, bro.
Yo, when she saw that, she must have been jumping, bro. She must have been like, yes!
Yo, Roseanne.
Yes! Oh my God!
Bro, going at you guys or at Beast, you could get so many likes.
Lunchly should have been the most obvious success story in creator brand history. You had three of the internet's most powerful names, Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul, combining forces to revolutionize kids' lunches. The concept seemed practically foolproof. Take the Lunchables blueprint that's been working for decades, replace the sugary beverage with Prime, reduce some sugar content, and position it as the intelligent option for parents seeking convenience. Essentially, Prime's strategy applied to the lunch category. Initially, everything went according to plan. When Lunchly promotional content emerged in late 2023, major retailers responded instantly. Walmart allocated shelf real estate almost immediately. Target stores allegedly submitted advance purchase orders before consumers had tasted anything. Influencer momentum created artificial demand before quality could be evaluated naturally. During podcast appearances, the three founders discussed nine-figure revenue projections. Behind the scenes, this was framed as Prime 2.0, another creator-driven brand poised to own an entire market segment for years. But selling food products differs fundamentally from selling merchandise, and that's precisely where problems emerged. Because with food products, unlike clothing or accessories, there are non-negotiable standards. Nutritional labels carry weight, ingredient composition matters significantly, parents scrutinize packaging details thoroughly, and children won't consume products with unpleasant taste regardless of marketing campaigns. When Lunchly actually reached store shelves, consumers behaved in ways the founders seemingly hadn't expected. They examined the nutritional information closely. The initial warning sign involved sodium levels. One turkey-based kit registered approximately 800 milligrams of sodium.
When I saw Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI announce they're launching a Lunchables competitor, I wasn't surprised when I saw it had seed oils, processed sugar, and a bunch of bull.
For adult consumption, that's concerning. For children, it's practically excessive. Nutrition experts online quickly calculated that for typical children, a single Lunchly kit represented nearly 1/3 of recommended daily sodium allowances. Regarding the advertised 25% sugar reduction claim, technically truthful, but only when comparing against deliberately selected Lunchables varieties containing both dessert components and juice beverages. Direct kit-to-kit comparisons revealed negligible differences. The type of reduction that generates compelling headlines but carries zero practical significance. Subsequently, people analyzed ingredient compositions. Authentic cheese featured prominently in marketing messaging. Yet, parents immediately recognized standard industry patterns: sodium phosphates, preservation agents, stabilizing compounds. Nothing criminally problematic or particularly surprising, but certainly nothing validating the health-conscious positioning strategy. This remained highly processed food, simply wearing influencer packaging. TikTok executed its specialty perfectly. Blind comparison, testing videos proliferated rapidly. Children consistently selected original Lunchables over Lunchly offerings. When your supposedly superior product loses direct taste comparisons, you're facing fundamental problems. Throughout these developments, marketing activities never decreased intensity. Mr. Beast, Logan, and KSI continued content production as though criticism didn't exist.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar.
Whoa.
Feastables Crunch
Yeah!
Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese.
Ooh.
We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar.
The apparent strategy involved outpacing negative feedback rather than confronting it directly. Then discourse transitioned from nutritional inadequacies toward safety questions. Independent laboratory analysis detected trace lead quantities in certain kits, still compliant with FDA regulatory thresholds, which represents crucial context, yet pediatric medical professionals emphasize that children should avoid any lead exposure whatsoever. Factor in phthalate concerns associated with plastic packaging materials, and Lunchly shifted from merely unhealthy to genuinely alarming. However, nothing inflicted greater brand damage than the mold crisis. Video documentation emerged displaying fuzzy green contamination on cheese portions.
These are molded. Okay, so these ones are supposed to be good until December, and We just got them from the store. It says used by December 8th, 2024. And today's date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another 2 months. This is molded. That's mold. This is not safe. Especially like kids that are so young, they may not know what mold looks like, so they might just eat it.
Not singular isolated documentation, not one retail location, multiple geographic regions, separate production batches, various timeframes. These represented unopened products well before expiration dates. This moment marked complete trust disintegration because there wasn't immediate product recall, no emergency communication, no acknowledgement stating we failed. Here's our explanation.
Yeah, on the mold thing, here's the thing. We, every single lunchly with cheese meat is USDA inspected. There is no mold when it leaves our factory. Yeah. Like, we have the highest QC standards imaginable. Like, what do we have? Why would we ship that out? Like, that doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? And we obviously have the best experts in the world. I mean, even once these things came out, I mean, we brought even more. They're pouring up and down the lines, making sure everything's good. It's just, the thing is, here's a context a lot of people leave out. Look at, I don't want to name specific brands but take a specific brand that comes into your mind when you think of something like Lunchly, something that's very similar, specific brand, I don't know, other brands, competitors, and Google their name and put the word mold behind it. You'll see thousands upon thousands of examples. And that, I think, is a key context a lot of people leave out in this because they're acting like this is just a thing with us.
Rather, Lunchly vanished from retail displays under internal descriptions of quality holds. Remove inventory without public statements. Each founder adopted different response tactics. KSI treated it humorously. Logan discussed moisture complications and logistics challenges during podcast segments while emphasizing millions consuming Lunchly without incident. Mr. Beast maintained total silence, which for someone whose reputation depends on openness, communicated volumes. The absent element wasn't data, it was genuine responsibility acceptance. Revenue figures complete the narrative. Initial forecasts suggested billion-dollar trajectories. Actual first-year performance approached $90 million. Respectable in isolation, but measured against projections, severely disappointing. Subsequent quarterly periods witnessed double-digit percentage declines. Retailers abandoned reorder plans. Parents withdrew confidence. Children stopped requesting it. Lunchly transitioned from prominent shelf positioning to back corner placement, or complete removal. Subsequently, internet sentiment reversed dramatically. Dan TDM's social media criticism resonated powerfully, condemning creators for marketing substandard products toward children connected emotionally because it avoided theatrical presentation. It was straightforward and authentic. KSI's counter-argument failed completely.
While showing his toys that he sold to kids. How does this benefit your fans, Dan? Now, obviously, people didn't realize that I was shining a mirror in his face. Instead, they were like,
wait, you did the same as Dan. You made toys with Tube Heroes.
And yes, that's fair, but I'm not the one complaining.
Well, okay then. He was talking about food, not merchandise and toys.
And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's keep moving the goalposts. But okay, did I reply to this? He was sponsored, then promoted, and made a whole video on Munch Pack, a monthly sub box full of food and candy to his Minecraft audience full of kids. Now what?
Logan's defensive social media responses equally unsuccessful. Even Mr. Beast's explanatory threads resembled promotional material more than genuine introspection. Following that, Lunchly didn't detonate spectacularly, it simply dissolved. No official termination announcement, no comeback narrative, purely silence, which arguably represents the most telling conclusion imaginable. Because Lunchly's failure wasn't rooted in anti-influencer sentiment. It collapsed because food products ignore promotional momentum, sodium content ignores brand recognition, mold contamination ignores narrative construction, and parental judgment supersedes fan loyalty. Currently, Lunchly hasn't received official termination. No closure statement exists, no apology content, no discontinuation notice. Persistent searching might locate the operational website. Occasional inventory might surface at random retailers. But their promised vision, the billion-dollar children's lunch monopoly, that's entirely eliminated. The underlying cause transcends mold or sodium. Those functioned as catalysts rather than root problems. The authentic issue involved trust erosion. Lunchly's marketing approach differed from standard food products. It wasn't presented as here's convenient lunch options, evaluate it normally. It positioned as superior, healthier, more intelligent, a genuine Lunchables improvement. Parents weren't simply purchasing crackers and protein. They invested in the premise that 3 influential creators had conducted proper research. Once that confidence fractured, everything deteriorated rapidly. Parents don't offer quiet forgiveness regarding their children's well-being. Merchandise failures, beverage mistakes, even confectionery problems get overlooked. Food operates differently. Food represents personal concern. Food means safety assurance. When parents realized they'd purchased marketing promises instead of honest products, perception shifted irreversibly. Lunchly didn't merely hemorrhage revenue, it forfeited credibility. And once credibility vanishes, particularly for child-targeted products, no algorithmic advantage can restore it. Did Lunchly ever warrant the initial enthusiasm? Was this simply creators advancing too rapidly? Or should influencer food brands targeting children be fundamentally prohibited? Share your perspective in comments. If you appreciated this analysis, remember to like and subscribe if you're not already.